Boys, today we are continuing this series of Budget Beasts. We're going to be telling you guys the best cheap cards on MLB The Show 21. Now, before we get into this video, help me become a college dropout. Make sure you guys hit that like and sub button as we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. And let's get right into the freaking video. Alright boys, today we're going to be talking and having an updated video of the brand new Budget Beast series. So we're going to be trying to do this once a week, and I'm going to be talking about the best cheap cards to get in MLB The Show 21. So the first cheap card that's really good is, I love every single time going to these guys and looking at the Tops Now cards. Now you got to keep in mind this list is not going to necessarily be in order. I'm just going to talk about cards that I think are really good and kind of underrated. The first one we're going to be talking about is I really like Paul Deyoung. The reason why I like Paul Deyoung is because he has one of those really good sweet swings. He's got 90 reaction to shortstop, so he's going to get a great jump on a lot of balls. You can parallel this guy up to get him to gold fielding. Yes, he's at 84 right now. But you're going to have to work on this guy a little bit. Again, he's not the greatest versus lefties, but honestly, I don't feel like he's that bad versus lefties. He's definitely a great card for only 8,000 stubs. Again, our budget for this is going to be under 15,000 stubs. It's considered a budget beast. And again, if I miss any of these out, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and if I missed any that you guys like. The next one, obviously, I'm going to talk about is Ryan McMahon. McMahon has got to be the #1 budget beast. I'm just saying, he's been so good for me. He's hitting 451, 18 tanks, over 100 ABs on my team. I've already got him parallel 3. I was in the top 3,000 of that. He was great for me, and I love this guy so much. The reason why I like this guy is his swing is just so sweet. It's so sweet, and he's got big pop to both sides. He's a great card. He plays good defense for me. He doesn't play great defense for me, but, you know, I don't really care about defense in this game. I'm going to be honest. I feel like defense is kind of just an underrated thing, especially whenever he's a third baseman or a second baseman. The only big positions that I care about defense really are center field and shortstop. But Ryan McMahon is an absolute stud. I love this guy to death. You guys should definitely pick him up. The next guy I'm actually going to talk about, again, we're going to go to our third guy from the Tops Now series. And in my opinion, I think it's got to be Adam Duvall. Now, Adam Duvall versus lefties. I'm talking about a bench bat or a guy who you plateau with someone else. Start this guy when you're facing a lefty. 92, 118. Righties, he's not as good. Defense, he's not that great. But this guy is a great bench bat at the worst. And he could be a guy who starts for you whenever you're facing a lefty, you're facing a righty. Let's say you're facing a righty, you switch your player, put someone on your bench that hits better against righties. But versus lefties, he's one of the best swings versus lefties. The pop is unreal right now, and that card is crazy. And the last guy that I'm actually going to go, I am going to add one more. It's going to be Yermin Mercedes. I have to put Yerminator on here. He's a great catcher, and he's just pretty solid throughout the board. Great swing, and a lot of guys like this guy. A lot of people were mad at me for not putting him on the last list, so we're going to put him on this list. He definitely deserves to be on it. I'm not saying he doesn't, but he's really good, and I don't really have a use for him. I have Posada on the team, but I think he's really good. The next guy that we're going to be talking about is, I'm going to be talking actually about affinity cards. I know it's not necessarily a budget beast, but I'm going to be talking about it. So I'm going to talk about Yordan Alvarez. Now, yes, he's a budget beast because he's free, but you guys should definitely grind the guy. He's hitting 443 for me with 10 tanks and 61 ABs. Again, a small sample size, but the dude has been really good. I have him up playing to a 90. The thing with Yordan is, no, he's going to play terrible defense, but he's going to hit bombs, and he's going to be really good. So I highly recommend this Yordan Alvarez. He is a stud. He's someone that you guys are going to want to look out for, as he's just someone who's really solid. The next guy that I'm going to talk about is actually going to be a bullpen guy that you can pick up for pretty cheap, and it's going to be Lee Smith. Now, Lee Smith is the only goal on my team, but I love Lee Smith. Lee Smith's really good. He's gone 7 innings for me with a 3.8 ERA. Now, I know that doesn't look absolutely lights out, but you got to keep in mind most of my games that I'm playing are on All-Star. So you got to cut me a little bit of slack, as, you know, I'm not really going to be facing guys that are going to be blown by 97 because it's on All-Star. But once we get to Hall of Fame, I know that this guy's going to pitch better. I use him, honestly, I use Lee Smith more than I would use Kirby Yates and Houston Street. Those guys are both absolute trash cans, but I would definitely go with Lee Smith, because if you guys are looking for a cheap guy to get that's a bullpen arm, he's going for about 2,000 to 4,000 stubs at the time of recording this video, and he's a really good guy that you can kind of just build up. The next guy I'm actually going to talk about as far as budget beasts go is, we're going to start looking at some of these guys that are actually the freaking Battle Royale cards. The Battle Royale cards look really good, and the first one we're going to be talking about is going to be a third baseman. He better be a third baseman, but it's Miguel Sano. And Miguel Sano, I don't know what I really need to say about this card, but pop out the wazoo. No contact, no vision, but the guy hits bombs. You guys got to try out Miguel Sano. I haven't tried him out yet. I'm super excited to see how he does, because if you guys know from BR, Miguel Sano has a sweet swing. His swing is just so clean. It's so nice. You guys are going to love this card. Miguel Sano is definitely a guy you can pick up for under 7K. That's very doable. Stick him at third base. He's not going to play good defense, but you know what he is going to do? He's going to hit bombs. The next guy we're going to be talking about is going to be a first baseman, and it's going to be none other than Eddie Murray. Now, the reason why I really like Eddie Murray is this reason alone. Eddie Murray is a switch-hitting first baseman. Now, there are not many switch-hitting first basemen in the game, and he is really solid. I know that you might be like, oh, his attributes don't absolutely blow off the chart. Trust me, if this card is like he was in previous years, he is going to just play better than you would think. Eddie Murray had one of those sweet swings last year. I believe it was a hardware card. I might be wrong, but Eddie Murray was really, really good. I liked him a lot, and the reason I liked him is just it felt like every single time he came up to the plate, he was hitting a gapper. It wasn't necessarily that he was just dropping absolute bombs, but he hit a lot of doubles, and I love this guy's swing. You guys are going to love this guy's swing too. Try out Eddie Murray. Trust me, you are going to not regret it. He's a great card. He's really cheap right now for under about 13,000 stubs on a sell-now order. I highly recommend one of these guys. The next guy we're going to be talking about is Kenley Jansen. Now, I know a bunch of you guys are wanting bullpen, and this is a guy that you can pick up for bullpen that's going to be amazing. Look at the per nines on Kenley Jansen so far. 110, 125. He's already a card who has max Ks per 9 as a rookie. He's got a cutter, a slider, a changeup, and a two-seam. You guys don't understand how crucial that changeup is. That is huge that he has that pitch. Kenley Jansen is a stud. His cutter is going to be 94 to 96, and he's going to be disgusting. It's going to move a lot. If you look at this guy, you can see that he has 95 break. Dude is an animal. Make sure you guys try this guy out. His quirks aren't necessarily amazing yet, but this guy's per nines are great, and you guys are going to want to pick this guy for just under 12,000 stubs. Kenley Jansen is definitely someone that you guys should probably look out for. The next guy that I'm going to talk about is actually probably going to surprise you guys a little bit, and it's going to be Riley Green. Now, I really like Riley Green. The reason why I like Riley Green is he just has a really sweet swing. I'm not gonna juice it. I'm just gonna say he has a nice little sweet swing. Once you get this guy paralleled, he'll be even better. I like this card a lot for under 14K. You guys know I am a Detroit Tigers fan, but Riley Green is definitely a card that I think you could pick up and try. I'm not saying he's an absolute stud, but I'm saying a guy who will fill the void, and he's pretty good. He's pretty like a 5-tool player. He's pretty good at every little aspect. Not absolutely amazing at one thing, but Riley Green is someone who's just solid all around. He's going to hit good against righties. He's going to hit good against lefties. And he's going to play really good defense. He's not necessarily the fastest guy, but he's definitely a stud. Riley Green is someone that I would think about picking up. The next guy that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Nathan Eovaldi. Now, he was a stud. The reason why I like this card is he throws absolute cheddar. He's going to be throwing 100 miles an hour. He's got a cutter, which means he's kind of cheesy, a splitter, a slider, and a curveball. Look at those pitch mixes. Look at how they're different. He's a really good card. I know that you can't really see the velocity, but trust me, this card is disgusting. He throws 101. All of his pitches are different, and I just told you his pitch mix. He has decent per nines. You guys are going to want to try this guy as he's only about 6,000 stubs, guys. Pick this guy up for 6,000 stubs. You will not regret it. Alright, boys, so we actually have two more on the list that we're going to be talking about today, and the next guy that I'm going to be talking about today is actually going to be Mark Canha. Now, you know I couldn't do this without putting Mark Canha on the list. Trust me, Mark Canha is a dog. He's hitting 770. The dude is a stud. 4 takes for me, 13 ABs. I've already got him parallel 1. This card is great for this reason. He has a sweet swing against righties. He sucks versus lefties. Never put this guy up against lefties, but man, can he hit righties. And this is what I'm talking about. You could platoon someone like Mark Canha with a guy like Adam Duvall. And the reason why you can do that is those two guys are really, really good, and they can kind of work off each other. Mark Canha, Adam Duvall, I'm telling you, try those guys out in a corner position. If you're facing a righty, put Canha in. If you're facing a lefty, put Duvall in. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. And the last one that we're going to be talking about today, and I just felt like he had to make the list, was going to be none other than your boy, Jim Edmonds.
What did he say?
Now, hear me out. Jim Edmonds, you might not be like, this guy looks like an absolute trash can, but this is why I think he's kind of good. He pounds righties. He absolutely pounds righties, and he's got really good fielding in center field. Again, I talked about it a little bit earlier. I am a big believer in outfield matters. Outfield matters, defense matters for center field, and defense matters for shortstop. Other than that, draft absolute sluggers and don't even look back. But Jim Edmonds, he rakes righties. Again, this guy sucks his lefties. I'm not even going to lie, he's terrible versus lefties. But I really like this card for that reason. I feel like he could be pretty good, and he's someone that's kind of a sleeper. Make sure you try this guy out. He's definitely the last person on the list. I know I said I wasn't doing this by the rankings, but he's probably the last person on the list. But I felt like he kind of made the squad, as I feel like Jim Edmonds is definitely a budget beast that you could definitely think about picking up. Now, again, if I missed any of these guys, let me know what you guys think about it, and put it down in the comment section below, as I am continuously talking about these. And if I miss any, and you guys think about any that are really good, I will pin it in the comments below. Again, make sure you guys hit that like and sub button, as we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, almost coming up on 4. Thank you guys so much, and might be out.